To add some sound effects to our game, first we will need to find some sound files. So I have found a few on Pixabay, and I just did a few different searches for like coin sound, falling sound. I finally found cartoon and I think I'm going to use this as my falling effect. So if you're on Chrome and you hit the download, it's going to go to your downloads folder. So then I just need to open my folder, and you can see in my assets I've actually now created a sounds folder, and I've already downloaded a bunch, and I would just simply drag this file into that folder, and then I'll go back to my game, and inside my sounds folder I should see all these different sounds that I have downloaded. So to add the sounds, we'll start off with a really simple, straightforward way, but then show you one of the issues that you can run into. So I'm going to go to my coin. I'm going to right click on the root node and add a child. And the child that I'm going to look for is an audio stream. And right here it is, audio stream player. And then over here under the stream, I just drag in the file that I want to play. So for the coin, I'm going to drag in my coin.mp3. And by the way, if you double click on any of these, you can play them to see what they're going to sound like, and whether they're too loud, not loud enough, etc. If it's too loud, you can drag this down. If it's not loud enough, you can increase the decimals, but I think that sounded okay, so I'll just leave it the default sound. Now to get it to actually play, I'm going to need to go back into my coin scripts. I'm going to switch to my scripts, make sure I'm on my coin. And then where do I want that sound to play? Well, it makes sense that when my player enters the coin, that this is where I would play it. So before the bounce animation, I'm going to type in coinsound.play. Okay, so same function that we used in JavaScript. I just need to reference the audio stream that I want to play. I'll save this, go back to my scene, play it. And it doesn't play because I accidentally typed it into the wrong place. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, do you hear how it's getting cut off? But I played it for you and you heard that it rings a little bit longer than that. So what's happening is it's playing the sound, but then we're getting down here and we are removing the effect, or actually the coin, after the bounce. So my bounce is only 0.3 seconds, so the audio clip was longer than that and it's getting cut off. So a better way to do this, I'm going to create a new scene. I'm going to just use the root node user interface. It really doesn't matter that much on this one. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to add that same audio stream. I'll rename it coin sound, and then I'll drag that same coin sound into this one. Okay, now how do I get this scene to play at the same time as the level 1 scene? Well, first let's give it a name. So I will rename that child node to Sound Manager. Then I'll go to my project settings, and in my globals, under my auto load settings, I'm going to choose that manager. So I'm looking for my audio manager scene, and I forgot to save the scene. I renamed that, but I did not save the scene. So let's save the scene first. There we go. Now I'll go back, install my globals, my auto load. Okay, and there's my sound manager. And then pay attention to this name, just like we did for the global variables. I need to pay attention to the name of it. I'll hit add, and now I can reference that sound manager from within my script. So I will go back to my coin script, and now instead of doing the audio manager from in here, I'll say sound manager dot. But now I need to access that node that was on the sound manager, so I called it coin sound, although I need to use the get node, sorry. So I'm going to do get node, and then I'm going to look for that coin sound, and then dot play. Okay, so I access my sound manager that is the other scene. Since I'm not in the same scene, I can't just use the $sign to access that node. I have to actually do the dot get node and then the play. So now if I save this, go back to my level 1, hit play. Okay, you can hear that sound play all the way through and not get it cut off. Because as I switch scenes or delete the coins, the sound manager is still running in the background and never gets cut off. So that would be the basic process for then any of the sounds that you want to add. On my sound manager, I would just go to my root node, add another child node, add another audio stream, add in whichever sound you want to be played, then in your code, reference that sound the same way. Now, I talked earlier about the falling effect. On my sound manager, I added a falling sound. But if I go to my scene and think about when I'm falling, okay, if I jump up right now, I'm falling back down to the ground, but I don't want that falling effect to play because if I look at my script and look at my player, when I'm not on the ground, I could be falling, but I could also just be returning to the ground because I just finished my jump animation. So what I ended up doing to play it, there's a little bit of a delay. So you could hear that when I finally hit the fall zone. It's not the best. There are more advanced ways to do this, but the simplest way, I went and added a script to my falling effect. So it is right here, and then I added the signal when the falling effect is finished. So if I go back and look at my player script again and go down here to on fall zone entered, so right now when I enter the fall zone, then I'll play that sound, and then when that sound is finished playing, then on my falling script, then I move to the game over screen. So that's how I handled it. Not necessarily the best way because of that delay, but it is by far the simplest way to play that effect.